Hello! And, well, let me see. It says my mic's a little loud. Alright, that should be a bit better. Hopefully. Anyway, welcome back to, just some random thoughts while I play pinball. Now, I was able to get to level 2 before, on my own time, but like I noticed previously, it seems you have to kinda start all the way over every time you play. So anyway, I'm mostly just recording this video because I've been sick for a few days and I absolutely hate the feeling of having nothing to do on my days off. So this is something to do. Really. Let me try to think of something to talk about. Well, I have been kinda starting on the very first steps on trying to make my first ever game. Well, that's not necessarily true. I have made a game before, but that was a text-based choose-your-own-adventure game, which really more plays to my strengths as a writer. I might leave a link to that game I've already made in the description. It's a text-based choose-your-own-adventure game. It's really short. I made it within like 24 hours. Is the game's audio loud to you, or is it... I say that like you can answer me. It's kind of loud on my end. I might turn it down a bit. Let me see. Let me just pause it. Well, the volume seemed fine on Twitch balancing, so I think I'll just turn it down on my earbuds. Alright, that should be fine. So anyway, I made a text-based adventure game. It's a short little, kind of ghost story. Of course, you know, choose-your-own-adventure type story. I made it within about 24 hours, and you basically just investigate a haunted house in a swamp. In case anybody at all is interested in checking it out, I might leave a link in the description, because I've written a lot of things before. Nothing that I ever even considered to publish, though. Mostly little writings about my own short stories and a few fan fictions for some of the people whose communities I'm in. Well, yeah, I already have one of my fan fictions posted on the channel, which was my highest viewed video before the Sonic Utopia video. I've been working on a sequel to the text-based game, though it is proving to be a bit more time-consuming. The program I used has a system to implement collectibles in the text-based games, but no matter how many times I read the instructions on how to do that, I still just can't understand how it works. And I'm trying to implement it. No! But anyways, that's not the game I started this conversation talking about, though. Excuse me if I sound a little weird. I am recovering from a cold, I think. But, I am in the early stages of learning how to make a real game. That is a 3D fighting game. Now, I already have all the characters and all their designs figured out, and the plot and the character backstories, but the thing is, I grew up without a computer due to my family being not affording of such. I phrased that really weirdly. My family was poor, basically, so I grew up without a computer. So all I learned in my college-level computing class was how to use Microsoft Document, Excel, and Word. Wait, Microsoft Document? Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. So I'm having to learn how to computer from scratch, basically. I've started learning how to do 3D modeling, first and foremost, to learn just how to, make my characters, because I already have made illustrations. I've posted them in Discord with, friends and an amateur developer community I'm in, but I haven't posted them, to the public. I'm getting distracted here. I guess I could link my DeviantArt that I haven't posted onto in years and post them there. Of course, that's not under Count Victor, that's under my real identity. But it doesn't really matter. I'm not a real serious VTuber anyways. But I have started 3D modeling some of the characters. The human-looking characters are surprisingly harder than I expected, and surprisingly though, the first character I modeled, which is a knight in armor, he ended up looking really good for some reason. Especially for a first attempt. Though, admittedly, the rigging was off. Oh, that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, yeah, the rigging was off, so when I moved some of the arms and legs, different pieces went different ways than they were supposed to. And then I was gonna go back into it yesterday, but it's been like some months since I was last using Blender, and yeah, once you've gotten a bit rusty to Blender, there is a bit of a learning curve on getting used to the controls again, because it controls kind of differently than you would naturally anticipate. Uh-oh. Oh no. No, 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 no! Ah. But I have made illustrations. I took some screenshots of the night, or did some renders of the night. Though, unfortunately, they're not very close up nor in very good lighting. And I'm not sure if I can get the model back to its right orientation again. But you can see it. I guess I could post that too. Some of the human characters are ending up looking awfully a bit like one or two steps above a totally accurate battle simulator character. But, you know, I'm learning, I'm a beginner. And after that, oh boy, I gotta learn how to actually make game components. I have to learn how to code. I don't even really fully know what coding means. But, you know, I'm on my way. And, you know, maybe if I'm more open about it, maybe I'll find helpful people along the way. Maybe. Or it's just a pet project I'll be working on for the next 15 years. But either way, it's just something for my bucket list, I guess. Anyways, what the game is supposed to be, though... You see, I had the idea for the game, and the desire to make it, back when I got COVID. Which was last year. Late last year. Ah. I didn't even get as far as last time. But anyway, I don't know what it was about getting sick like that, but it, like, rattled something in my brain that... But it rattled something in my brain that, made me feel more productive than normal. And so, I don't know, while I was recovering, I went to, like, re-watch episodes of that old cartoon, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which, Ant Dude, as much as I enjoy his content, he unfairly dissed that show. That's like the full embodiment of a Saturday morning cartoon taken to the level of near Scream meta-ness, almost, where it's like not really a full spoof parody. It is what it is, but it's also like aware and exaggerated. But anyway, between that and watching a video on old 3D fighting games from Thor High Heels, I just had the idea. And then I decided, maybe this is something I want to do as just like a life goal. Not something that I have to complete right away, but, something to put on my bucket list. A thing to do before you die. And when I was looking for, advice or a community on that, I, of course, did run into the expected, don't even try, kid. You're biting off more than you can chew. But there was a surprising amount of people supportive of the idea, and I found a supportive community for it. So anyway, it's a 3D fighting game, but it's not meant to be taken too seriously. It's kind of exaggerated and kind of a throwback to the old Saturday mornings as a kid, where, you'd get your Saturday morning cartoons, you'd play some video games, maybe read a comic book, or play with some toys with your friend or your brother. And so that's really what... Oh, jeez. The heck was that voice crack? So anyways, that's really what it's all about. It's kind of that throwback and tone to it's a day for fun and relaxation. Where you get to just goof around before going back to do chores the next day. So, I was like, there are fighting games about superheroes. There are fighting games about fantasy heroes. Capcom made a Star Wars ripoff. There's a fighting game about tokusatsu heroes, if that's how you pronounce it. Ultraman, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, that type of thing. So I was like, if it is like a throwback to the Saturday mornings, then it really is kind of all of that. You're gonna watch some cartoons, gonna watch, maybe an action show. Ah, darn. Read a hero comic, play cowboy, maybe maybe on Saturday night, tell some ghost stories at a sleepover or something. So, I guess the Marvel and DC universe aren't really strictly one genre. They're really a whole bunch of things at once. There is fantasy there. There is horror there. There is sci-fi, and there is noir, mystery, and all these other things at once that make it what it is. And that's kind of the world for the game I want. But of course, with a much more fun-loving tone. Not like I said before, it doesn't take itself too seriously. So, of course, the main story I have for it, I don't know if I'm going to go through with this part of it, or if I'm going to change it down the line. But it's kind of like the story that some kids would come up with when they're playing with their action figures and making up the story as they go along with their favorite characters and the heroes and villains. Let me get this jump. Almost there. No! Okay, got it. Anyways. But one thing I do know is that I do want it to be focused on like a heroes versus villains aspect. So I came up with like 10 to 11 heroes and 10 to 11 villains that correspond to each of them. And they all represent the traditional heroes and villains, the traditional hero and villain archetypes of basically different genres of storytelling. Like, I got a horror hero and a horror villain. I have a traditional superhero and a traditional supervillain. But I do mix them up a bit. It's not just fantasy goes with fantasy, sci-fi goes with sci-fi, because I got like a sci-fi space villain, but he doesn't go to a space hero specifically. Kinda inspired by Darth Vader, but of course most of them are. Or Zurg, but... Whoa! I haven't seen this phase of the boss. I got illustrations of them all, and on top of that, I am writing backstories for all of them. Most of which through each character's perspective. And some of them just have one short story, some of them have multiple parts to their stories as preamble. Whoa, what's going on? Oh no, I know what's going on. Or, yeah, that's what I thought. Mike, is it just me? Or was that, like, hyper lag? That's not just me, right? The boss used lag to save itself. Anyways, so I could link the stories if anyone's interested, but I'm not sure if anyone would be interested in that. I have like a... yeah, I'm currently working on it. There's about 20 stories so far, and I have about 20 to 25-ish characters. Not all of them are characters who would be playable, but still. But not all the characters have had a story. Because, like I said, multiple parts for some of the characters. So that's why there's so many stories for so few characters. You know, someone... Jeez, that voice crack happened again. Someone in one of the communities I'm in, after I posted my story for that Black Knight character, I drew and I wrote a story for... 2 stories for... and is also the first one of the characters I started 3D modeling. After I posted that to that community, they actually made a little piece of fan art of my character, and that had never happened before. So, I don't know, that felt strangely validating. I don't really have a name for the game yet because I'm terrible with names. What's going on? What's going on? Did the game, like... Okay, my computer's still working, so I guess the game just, like, quit. The game is cheating, guys. I'm telling you. It does not want me to win. This boss is, like, hacking the game to keep itself immortal or something. So I guess I'm gonna quit the game right now. But anyway, so that's where I've been, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to learn how to make a game. I started some 3D modeling. I've made some text-based adventure game, and I'm working on a sequel to that. I've made illustrations of my characters. I'm writing backstories for my characters. And eventually I might get around to actually making it a game. A fighting game. So I guess I might, on the off chance anyone is... excuse me. On the off chance that anyone is interested, post my, illustrations and writings somewhere and put a link to them in the description. I might also link that text-based adventure game, if you're interested. Or I might just do a video about that game itself on my channel and link it there, just so you guys can get like a... well, I don't know. Because with a story-based thing, it's like a kind of... if you've seen it, you've seen it. So I'm not sure how I would do a video playing through it to advertise it. Because then once you see it in the video, then what's the point of going through it yourself? Especially since it's so small. But I guess I could just do 1 out of the 5 endings. Or fails. Because there are several fails and 5 endings. But whatever. So with my rambling clearly driving me insane, I'll leave you guys here and let me know what you think, if you have any opinions to let me know at all. And I guess I'll see you guys later. So thank you for watching, and bye.